All right, so today we are going to be looking at a play to beat a 2-3 zone. Okay, so this is a play that I've discovered, and I'm a huge fan of it when looking to attack and beat a 2-3 zone. Well, let's take a look at it. Okay, so what we're going to set up, we're going to have no player on this wing. We're going to have two players in these kind of dunker spots down here near the rim. We're going to have one player on the wing on this side, and we're going to have two players, right above the 3-point line on the left side of the floor. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to have happen is number one is going to pass the ball here to number two. And that's just to kind of shift this zone a little bit, right? We'd anticipate the zone kind of moving a little bit. They obviously want to, look on this side of the floor. We want to fake the defense into thinking that, something's going to happen on this side of the floor, when in reality, it's not. So number two is going to pass the ball back to number one. Now, as that happens, number one is actually going to shift over to the side a little bit. And then number two is going to follow, right? They're going to fill that spot. Number one's kind of shifting to the side. Now, what we're going to have happen is number four is going to come up here and set a screen, right, on number two for number one to come off that screen. So number one's going to come off that screen. Okay. Now, as that happens, and we anticipate that the defense will shift a little bit here. As that happens, number five is going to leave the area that they're in, and they're going to go seal their defender, or seal number three rather, to kind of set another screen on number three. Right, we're going to seal them right as if they're kind of posting up, but we're going to use it as a screen. Okay, so number two is going to continue moving. Now, number one is going to come off that screen being set by number four, and they're going to have a wide open lane to the basket. Okay, because obviously number five right here, they're sealing number three. So number three is out of this play completely. So number one should have a wide open lane to the basket, or, a wide open lane to, set a pull up right there. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What if number five, all they need to do is just step in for help? So if they step in for help, what do we do? Well, all we need to do in that situation is kick it out to number three, right? Number three has a wide open 3-point shot, or they have somewhere in the mid range they can pull up, or they want to use that momentum to drive to the basket, they can. Right. So, what are we doing here? Are we going to have an exact play for, an easy layup? No, we're not doing that. We're trying to attack and beat a 2-3 zone. And right now, we are finding an area that we can attack to get a layup or to kick it out for an open jump shot, right? We want to throw this 2-3 zone off of their game. We don't just want them to, throw us off of our game, right? We want to still get paint touches. We want to still get lanes. We want to still get the ability to drive and kick to our teammates, right? And by running this play, we get to do all of those things. All right, so we're going to take a look at some simple basketball plays that we can use to beat a 2-3 zone. Let's look at this first play right now. So when we're looking at this play, our white team here is going to be the offense. So this player with the basketball, this player here, this player here, this player here, and this player here. And the blue team is going to be the defense. As we can see, they are set up in a 2-3. Okay? Probably going to have this player move back a little bit just due to the nature of how we're set up right now. Highly doubt the defense is going to let somebody, be wide open down here. Okay, so this first play, we're going to beat the 2-3 zone with a very simple method, a very simple screen. And the person we're going to be focused on screening is this player right here, number 5. Okay, so here's how this is going to look. We're going to start like this. We're set up. We're going to shift things over to the right a little bit. Okay, we're going to have the ball right here. We're going to shift things over to the right. Now, as that happens, we want to get the ball in down here to number 5. Okay, that is the focus, right? Number 5 is who we're going to look for, but we're not going to do it quite yet. The first thing that we're going to have happen is we're going to have number 4 basically screen number 5 by sealing them, right? They're basically going to post up, turn their back to them, and basically take number 5 out of the play. Okay, we're going to have number 4 do this right here, right? We are sealing number 5. As that is happening, number 5 on our team, we're going to swing the ball over here to number 2. And number 5 on our team is going to look right here for the basketball. They're going to be cutting through, and we should be able to get them the basketball pretty easily. If we're not able to do that and number 4 cheats to stop the ball, right, we also have an opportunity right here to pass the ball to number 3. Sorry, to pass the ball to number 3 for an open layup. Or if this player number 4 decides to come and help out onto number 5, number 3 can start cutting and use their momentum for a wide open layup themselves, or they can stay behind the 3-point line and we can kick it out to them for a 3-point shot. Okay, let's reset it once more. Number 1 is right here. Number 2 is right here. Okay, we have number 5 on the high post, number 4 on the low post, and they are set up in their 2-3. Okay, number 2 is going to shift this way. Number 1 is going to shift this way, and we're going to feed the ball from number 1 to number 2. Okay, again, number 4 is going to come seal number 5. They're going to turn their back to them and basically post up to eliminate them from the play. Number 5 is going to cut. If we can get the ball into number 5, that's going to be a wide open layup. If number 4 decides to stop the 2-3 and cheat a little bit, then we're going to kick it out to number 3. So 2 options there. The number 3 can shoot the basketball or can drive it to the basket and use their momentum that they have. And, they've already beat that first defender because that first defender is here helping out on number 5 on the white team. So a few options here. That is a good way to beat the 2-3 zone. Let's look at some other ways. All right, so as we can see right here, we have our 2-3 zone, right? And in this situation, the blue team is the defense. So they're in their 2-3, right? They have 2 players, that are, handling the 3-point line extended, and then they have 3 players back here who are handling the key, right? So it's important that we as teams don't fall into the traps that, a 2-3 zone, like I said, want us to fall into, right? Which is typically, they want us to shoot contested mid-range shots or outside shots because that paint is pretty clogged up right now. We're not really going to have too many opportunities to drive inside the paint. And that's kind of the whole goal with the 2-3 zone. Now, for us, logically speaking, we want to look at it as basketball teams and say, how can we beat the 2-3 zone? How can we, take next steps on the 2-3 zone? And, from just about every play that you look at, and we'll look at some plays now in a minute, but it all comes down to this 5-man right here. Right, we want to throw things off by getting the basketball to the 5-man right there. So we want to, find a way to get this player the basketball. Now that's going to force this, 2-3 zone to move up a little bit. Right? That 2-3 zone, this player right here is going to feel, naturally speaking, that they need to guard this player, our 5-man, because if not, our 5-man can just shoot, an uncontested mid-range shot, even, inside the free throw line, inside the key, right? They're going to get an uncontested mid-range shot, or that's a one-on-one game, right? Depending on how they're playing, how close they're playing, right? This is just a one-on-one drive into the basket. Right, and we don't want our defense wouldn't want our 5-man being able to do that, right? So, for us, we want to get the ball into, our 5, and that's going to force this defender to move up and guard our 5-man a little bit. Now, how this will work for our team, what I like to do is I like to bring one player high, right? And then I want to get another player, right now this is our point guard, but it wouldn't be. Let's maybe swap these out. I want to get a player in that dunker spot. So if I get a player in that dunker spot on one side and out here at the 3 on the other, right, that's going to, force the defense to, be looking right here. They're not really looking to help too much inside the paint, right? But it's going to bring our number 4 into that dunker spot right there. So while this number 4 feels like, they need to face guard our number 5, our 4-man is going to get in the dunker spot, right? And that's where we're going to see a wide open layup pretty much every time for our 4. Right, we're also going to have this player nice and wide. So, number 3 right here, they can't fully cheat, right? They can't fully cheat and move into that dunker spot. Otherwise, we're going to be able to kick it out to our 3 for a wide open 3-point shot. So the whole key to beating that 2-3 zone is to get the ball into our 5-man, get somebody in the dunker spot, and then get your 3-point shooters in between those gaps, right, to be able to shoot the 3 for a wide open shot. But now let's look at some specific plays, specifically one play that's run by Duke that we can use to beat a 2-3 zone. Okay, so the next play here is a pin down action run by Duke. So we're going to seal, we're going to pin, we're going to get somebody open for a wide open layup once again through passing through the 2-3 zone. So as we can see, set up in our 2-3 zone, the blue team on defense, right? They're set up in a 2-3. On the offensive end, though, it's going to look a little bit different. How we're going to look, we're going to have two folks set up here, two guards ideally. Here we're going to have two low post players around the rim, and then we're going to have a runner or a shooter, somebody on the wing here, that you can trust to be a reliable outside shooter. Okay, so what we're going to have is these two players on the top of the 3-point line. They're going to be passing the ball from side to side, and as that happens, number 3 will move with the basketball. Okay, so if we do it once to get the defense moving, is usually what you'll see. With when Duke will run this plays, they'll pass it once, from 1 to 2. So we'll get a pass right here from 1 to 2. And as that happens, right, we're going to have our wing player shift over here, right? Then we're going to have the 2-3 zone kind of shift a little bit as well, right? Obviously, because they're playing zone defense, they're going to move a little bit, right? But that was just kind of a decoy for us to get things moving a little bit. So we're going to end up passing the ball back. And that's going to, bring the defense over a little bit as well, right? We're going to see the defense shift a little bit, right? In their 2-3, and we're going to have now our wing player run back over here, okay? Now, as that's happening, we're going to have number 4 right here, the low post on the strong side of the basketball. They're going to seal, right, almost as if they're setting a screen, but they're almost going to post up and seal the defender right here. Okay, so ideally this can happen a little bit more toward the middle, but if it does happen toward the strong side, that's okay as well. But we're going to have number 4, like I said, on the white team, seal the defender right here, and then number 5 is going to slip, right? We're going to feed the ball into number 5, and then number 5 will get either a wide open layup or a quick and easy jump shot around the rim. Okay, so let's reset that again. All right, blue is in the zone defense. All right, we'll bring the numbers back to where they were. All right, ball's up top. We're going to swing it from side to side. Our wing defender is going to run with that. All right, we're going to swing it back, or not our wing defender, our wing player. Our wing player will run back to the strong side again. And as this is happening, right, we're going to get a seal right here. Number 5 is going to slip. We're going to feed the ball into number 5. Number 5 gets a wide open layup.